Hi, Jason here from Car Subscriber. So, a few things that I don't like about the Citroën eC4 car that I think you deserve to know before you decide to go and get one for yourself. So, they're nothing too major, and there's more to like about this car than there is not like. But I'll start with the first thing, and this one will probably have been spoke about online before, and it's seriously annoying. Like really annoying. Let me just switch the camera around and I'll show you so you can take a look for yourself. Hold on, here we go. These suckers right here, these are ridiculous. They are, if you put a bottle in there, they wobble around all over the place, but the big one is you cannot fit a standard coffee cup in there. So when you go to Costa or a Starbucks, whatever, any of them will just catch this part here when you go to put your cup in and they fetch the lid off. So you literally have to hold your own coffee while you are driving, which is dangerous and stupid. That's the first thing. I mean, who would even make a car which had coffee cup holders that don't hold coffee in this country? And somebody else commented on another one of my videos that, well, the French have small coffee cups. Great. So what about the other countries that they sell the cars to, you know? I'm sure we buy, millions of cars from Citroën, and, maybe it would be a good idea to do what all the other car manufacturers do, which is to make a coffee cup holder that holds all of them. So that's one big annoyance, and it's a genuine pain. You'll have to get your own cup, find one that fits, and use a reusable cup every time you go out to get a coffee, which is not a bad thing, but that is what you'll have to do, no kidding. So that's the first thing that bugs me. The second thing is the overly sensitive seatbelt sensors. Now that sounds like a bit of a weak one, but what you'll find is even like if a fly lands on your seat, it will set off that sensor that says that someone hasn't got their seatbelt on. And you can have like an empty reusable bag that you just throw on the back, like a carrier bag, and you'll be driving along and you'll see that your seatbelt light's on and you're thinking, oh no. Or if your kid's in the back, or you've got any other passengers, you'll straight away assume that one of them hasn't got their seatbelt on, when actually it's just something really light sitting on one of these spare unsat on seats, and it just sets the sensor off, and then sometimes it will beep at you and go crazy and stuff like that, which is distracting when you're driving. So that's something which, I've never experienced in another car. Usually it takes like a full carrier bag, full of shopping or something that you would put on the front seat, maybe even a takeaway at a push, a big takeaway, that might set off the sensor. But in this car, it's anything will do it. So that's an annoyance. Another thing which I think is crazy in this day and age now, this car still requires, it still requires this to be plugged into your phone every single time you wish to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Other cars just do it with Bluetooth, which is much better. I mean, when I was in the Volkswagen ID3, you would jump in the car, if Bluetooth was on, that was it, bang, just came straight up on your screen, Google Maps, Spotify or Audible, all of that. With this car, you've got to plug it in every single time. And it's just a frustration because the tech is there to be able to deal with that really easily. I suppose the only good thing is it does charge your phone up while it's doing that, but there's also a wireless charger right there anyway, so you don't really need that in this car, which is the Citroën eC4 Shine Plus model. I don't think the wireless charge is there in every single model, but there you go. So the need for a wire to be able to use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is really stupid and annoying, and I don't think they should have that. For example, like the ID3 does not require it. Loads of other cars don't require it. You could just use Bluetooth if you want to play Spotify or Audible, but then you're required to use your phone to be able to control that rather than the system up here, which is far safer, of course. So there you go. May not bug you, but it bugs me. Here's the next thing. The next thing is not huge, but let me just show behind me. There we go. You can see there that you've got the spoiler in the middle of the window. That does restrict your view a little bit, but it's not the end of the world, and it actually looks pretty good from the outside. But because of that spoiler in the middle of your window, What you cannot do is have a windscreen wiper there to clean the thing. So underneath, it's difficult to tell maybe from this picture here, but underneath that spoiler, the lower section of that window is actually pretty filthy, and you know, you just can't clean it. So it's just really, really annoying having that going straight across the back there. But again, not a total deal breaker. It probably wouldn't stop me from having this car. But I actually went to look for like a rear windscreen wiper, and then I thought, hang on, you idiot, you can't have one. You've got a great big spoiler across the back, so you're going to have to put up with your dirty window until you next get your car cleaned. Now, I don't know about you, but round here, we're constantly getting our cars covered in either sand from the Sahara Desert that gets carried over in the rain and the wind. That happens, real thing, look it up. Or pollen, loads of pollen all over the car all the time. You can literally wash it, and then 2 days later, it looks like you haven't at all because it's covered in pollen. But a lot of it collects around that back spoiler there, which I find a bit annoying. Other things is the head-up display. Now this one, again, being the Shine Plus model, has the head-up display. Well, here's the thing, right? You can have it on or off. So that's fine in a way. You can just switch it off if it annoys you. But like, my wife doesn't like it. And actually, I must admit, I prefer it with it gone. Because in this car, the head-up display does not just project the speed or what have you onto the windscreen, which I've seen in other cars. Like, I had a BMW M6 ages ago, like years ago, that did that. And it was just really neat. It did it straight onto the windscreen without like another screen coming up in front. But with this car, you do have that. And let me show you. Please excuse the crack on the windscreen that I had from a wind chip recently. Let me just show you now. Hang on. Around here again. So now I'm going to try and switch the thing on. Let me just see if we can do that. Maybe I've got to start the car properly. Hang on. There we go. Now I can, down here, there's a little switch. You can just put it on or off. There it comes. So now that comes up, and then it is kind of like right in your way, so to speak. And that's the way my wife feels. She just feels it's a little bit annoying having it there like that. But you can ultimately switch it off, and also switch it off so that it doesn't come back. Because sometimes in these cars, you'll do something like this, and then, you know, the next time you start the car up, it just forgets everything you've told it to do, and then it just comes back. So, yeah, I'm just trying to switch it off now, actually. Let me just see if I can do that. It doesn't seem to want to do it now. Maybe I've got to have the handbrake on and all of that to do it. But, oh no, there you go. Yeah, I've managed to do it. So I must admit, I actually do prefer... There we go. I do prefer driving with it off, and I'm surprised by that. But if it was just onto the windscreen, I think I would have been perfectly happy. So that's something else to consider. Now, if you're thinking about getting one of these, you might want to get it the same way as that I did, which is through On2, and there's a link underneath this video and a £50 off discount. What I do is I subscribe to the car, so ultimately I don't lease it and have to, you know, tie myself in for 2 years, which would be a nightmare if I really couldn't stand the car. What I do is I pay every month one fee, which covers my insurance, which covers charging, breakdown cover, tax, MOTs, everything that the car would ever need. Just pay one monthly fee for it, and then it's month by month. So it's pay as you go on a credit or debit card month by month. The other good thing that does is it doesn't go and put like a big fat credit agreement on your credit record, so that shows you owe, you know, £50,000, whatever car you're getting. It doesn't show that you owe that on your credit report, because this way it's just taking it off your debit card every month. So it's a good way to get a car as well from a credit point of view, which now I've got like 1,000 points on Experian max you can get now, after sort of making sure everything's kept clean on my record, and then doing things like this to take credit agreements off my record. So it's a good thing to look up. Try it underneath. They don't just do the Citroën eC4, but they're all electric cars, and they're all ready to go and can be delivered to you usually within like 2 weeks. So very, very quick turnaround. Even with leases nowadays, you have to wait sometimes months and months to get the car that you ordered. So with On2, you can just go, right, okay, I want a Renault Zoe. What colours have they got? Oh, great, I'll have quartz grey. And they'll say, oh, it'll be here in 2 weeks. And then that's it. You just pay by your debit card and up it turns. So, but anyway, there's a £50 coupon below. Don't forget to use it, because if you don't use it when you first sign up with them, you won't be able to use it later. So best to do that. But these are the things that I didn't like about this car. As I said, ultimately, there is more I do like about this car than I don't. But they're just a few things that you need to consider if you're going to go ahead and grab this. Sorry, this isn't a super professional video. I am just a normal person like you watching this, you know, doing this stuff, enjoying the cars, and just giving you my opinion. May not be right, may be wrong, who knows. But anyways, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you again real soon in another one.